And Bileam, Numbers 24. And Bileam, seeing that it was good before Yahweh to bless Israel, went not, as once and again before, in quest of divinations, but set his face toward the wilderness to recall to memory the work of the calf which they had there committed. And Bileam lifted up his eyes, but beheld Israel dwelling together by tribes in their schools, and saw that their doors were arranged so as to not overlook the doors of their companions. And the spirit of prophecy from before Yahweh rested upon him. So they had arranged their tents to give privacy. So the doors of the tents were not facing each other. They were arranged so that, everyone could have some privacy, from his neighbor. But he took up the parable of prophecy, Numbers 24 and 3, and said, Bileam, son of Beor, speaketh the man speaketh, who is more honorable than his father, because the dark mysteries hidden from prophets have been revealed to him, and who, because he was not circumcised, fell upon his face when the angel stood over against him. He hath said, who heard the word from before the living God, who beheld the vision before God the Almighty, and seeking that it might be discovered to him, fell upon his face, and the secret mysteries from the prophets were revealed to him. How beautiful your houses of instruction, in the tabernacle where Jacob your father ministered, and how beautiful this tabernacle of ordinance which is found among you, and the tents that surround it. O house of Israel, as the tides of waters, so are the house of Israel dwelling like flocks, made strong by the doctrine of the law, and as gardens planted by the flowing streams. So are their disciples in the fellowship of their schools. The light of their faces shineth as the brightness of the firmament which Yahweh created on the second day of creation of the world, and outspread for the glory of the Shekinah. They are exalted and lifted up above all the nations, like cedars of Lebanon, planted by fountains of waters. From them their king shall arise, and their Redeemer be of them and among them. And the seed of the children of Jacob shall rule over many nations. The first who will reign over them will make war with the house of Amalek, and will be exalted above Agag their king. But because he had spared him, his kingdom will be taken from him. Unto Allah, who brought them out free from Mitzrayim, belong might and exaltation and glory and power. He will destroy the nations of their adversaries and break down their strength, and will send forth the plague of arrows of his vengeance among them and destroy them. They shall repose and dwell as a lion, and as an old lion, that sleeping who will dare to awake. They who bless them are blessed, as Moshe the prophet, the scribe of Israel, and they who curse them are accursed, as Bileam son of Beor. And Balak's wrath grew strong against Bileam, and smiting his hands, Balak said to Bileam, I brought thee 3 times to curse my enemies, and behold, in blessing thou hast blessed them these 3 times. And now flee to thy place. I had said that honoring I would honor thee, but behold, Yahweh hath kept thee back from honor. And Bileam said to Balak, I did not tell thy messengers whom thou sentest me, saying, if Balak would give me the fullness of his treasures of silver and gold, I have no power to transgress the decree of the word of Yahweh, to do good or evil of my own will. What Yahweh saith shall I not speak. And behold, now I return to go to my people. Come, I will give thee counsel. Now this is 24:14. The Most High says, remember this counsel. All right, so you have to remember this and be aware of this. This is very important upon returning. It says, go furnish tavern houses and employ seductive women to sell food and drinks cheaply, and to bring this people together to eat and drink. and commit whoredom with them, that they may deny their God. Then in a brief time they will be delivered into thy hands, and many of them fall. Nevertheless, after this they will have dominion over thy people at the end of days. So remember that. So when you come back, he says, beware of the beautiful women that work in the restaurants and on the street and everything. Just beware. You know what I'm saying? They are there to seduce you into committing whoredoms and fornications, by taking them for wives or for women. And, you know, they will lead you away from the Most High. They will lead you into their belief systems. All right? And he took up the parable of this prophecy and said, Bileam the son of Beor speaketh. The man speaketh who is more honorable than his father, because the hidden mysteries from the prophets have been revealed to him. He speaketh who heard the word from before Yahweh, and who knoweth the hour when the Most High will be wroth with him. He speaketh who saw the vision before the Almighty, seeking prostrate on his face, that he should be revealed to him. The secret concealed from the prophets was disclosed unto him. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but it is not near. When the mighty King of Jacob's house shall reign, and the Mashiach, the power scepter of Israel, be anointed, he will slay the princes of the Moabi, and bring to nothing all the children of Sheth. The armies of Gog will do battle against Israel, and all their carcasses shall fall before him. And the Edomi will be utterly driven out, even the sons of Gabela, from before Israel their foes. And Israel will be strengthened with their riches and possess them. And the prince of the house of Jacob will arise and destroy and consume the remnant that have escaped from Constantine, the guilty city, and will lay waste and ruin the rebellious city, even Kassadin, the strong city of the Gentiles. So, these Jewish people, most of them are from Kassadia. So, and they're Gentiles. They are the Gentile house. And he looked on the house of Amalek, and took up the parable of his prophecy, and said, the first of the nations who made war with the house of Israel were those of the house of Amalek. And they at last, in the days of King Mashiach, with all the children of Israel of the east, will make war against Israel. But all of them together will have eternal destruction in their end. And he looked upon Jethro, who had been made proselyte, and took up the parable of his prophecy, and said, how strong is thy habitation, who has set thy dwelling in the cleft of the rocks. Right now to this day, there's Jethro's mountain, right? These are the Druzi people. Yet so it is decreed that the children of Shalmiah must be despoiled, but not unto Sennacherib the king of Artur shall come and make thee captive. And he took up a parable of his prophecy and said, woe to them who are alive at the time when the word of Yahweh shall be revealed, to give the good reward to the righteous, and to take vengeance on the wicked, to smite the nations and the kings, and bring these things upon them. And ships with sails armed for war will come forth with Uriat armies from Lombarnia and from the land of Italia, conjoined with the legions that will come forth from Constantina, and will afflict the Arturi, and bring into captivity all the sons of Eber. Nevertheless, the end of these and of those is to fall by the hand of King Mashiach, and be brought to everlasting destruction. And Bileam rose up and went to return to his place. And Beliak also went upon his way, and appointed the daughters of the Midianites for the tavern booths at Beth Jeshimon by the snow mountains, where they sold sweet meats cheaper than their price, after the counsel of Bileam the wicked, at the dividing of the way. And Israel dwelt in the place which is called Shittim, on account of the Shetutha, foolish Shetutha, foolishness and depravity which were among them. And the people began to profane their holiness, and to strip their bodies to the image of Peor, and commit fornication with the daughters of the Moabites, who brought out the image of Peor concealed under their bundles. So they had these idols concealed under their bundles of stuff. And so they would put the idol up and then commit the fornication. So they were doing this act in servitude of their God to lay with the men, right? And so this is what happened. So you gotta beware. All right, be back with chapter 25.